Hello people, welcome back to my channel Study with Nandu, and this is another lecture on the subject of human resource management. Now, why do you think the two people with the same qualification perform differently in the same job? So the answer lies in one of this HR concept, that is competency mapping. Okay, now let us understand this competency mapping in this video. So, competency is a capacity that exists in a person which helps them perform their job effectively, okay, while meeting the organization expectations and achieving desired results, okay. So, what capacity they should have, like the combination of knowledge, skills, attitude, and behavior that helps a person perform a job effectively. Okay, see, competency is a capacity that exists in a person that leads to behavior meeting the job demands within the parameters of the organizational environmental, and that in turn brings about the desired results. Okay, so let me explain you with the example. Suppose two teachers have the same degree, okay, teacher 1 and teacher 2. Fine. Both know the same subject. Okay. But one teacher explains the concepts very clearly to the students, communicates confidently with them, handles student patiently, and solves the doubt effectively. Okay. So students understand better and score higher in his or her teaching. Right. So what makes a teacher different? Competences, how well she is handling. Yes, how well she is handling and all that makes the difference, right? So the competency is making difference. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Okay, knowledge alone isn't enough. Behavior and skills also matter. Okay, now what is competency mapping? Companies don't only evaluate individual employees, they also identify the strength of each employee and assign roles where those strengths can be effectively used. Okay, this process is called competency mapping. Okay, for if you see here, competency mapping is sometimes used by the large organization to analyze the combination of strengths of different employees to produce effective team delivering the highest quality of work. Okay, example, suppose your class has to make a project. Fine, your class has to make a project. Now, one student is good at designing the things. Fine, and the second student is good at speaking. Okay, communication is good. The third is good at writing. Fine, and the fourth is good at what? Research. For suppose research, you think, right? Instead of giving everyone the same work, the teacher assigns tasks based on each student's, fine, based on each student's strength. Okay, this is called competency mapping, right? So these are the student strength, what are the student strength, and what company needs. Okay, they will match. Is it meeting all the requirements of the organization, whether the skills or strength of the employee is meeting all the organization requirement. This is competency mapping. So competency means ability, right? Whether he is able to perform or not. Competency is ability. Competency mapping means matching ability with the right job. Okay, hope I am clear with competency mapping. So, in the last slide, I have told you that it's a combination of knowledge, skills, attitude, ability, and behavior is a competency, right? So, these are the components of competences, fine? So, what is first one? First one is knowledge, skills, abilities, attitude, and behavior. Okay, let us understand one by one. We all know what is knowledge, skill, abilities, and all in our day-to-day life. We will be listening this word frequently, right? So, let me explain you in a simple way. First is knowledge. Knowledge means what? What you know, right? What actually you know. Yes, it is the information or understanding you gain through studying or reading or observing or learning, right? See here. Knowledge is the understanding acquired through learning and observing. Fine. Skill. Skill means what? The practical abilities to perform the job effectively. Skills means what you can do. Okay. These are the practical abilities developed through practice, right? We need practice for this to develop. Yes. So, for example, like you know how to create a PowerPoint presentation. The practice only you will learn, right? You know how to use Excel. Yes. This we call it as a skill, right? Abilities. Abilities means what? These are the inherent characteristics which an individual brings to the job, such as hard work, determination, willingness to learn. So, abilities are your natural or developed capabilities that help you perform well. Okay, this includes qualities like hard work, determination, or willingness to learn, problem solving skill, or creativity. Got it? Next is attitude and behavior. So this is about how you behave and how you treat others. Okay. So even if someone has knowledge and skills, a proper attitude can affect their performance. Yes. If they are performing poor, it will definitely affect in a negative way. Yes, definitely it will affect in negative way. Hope you guys are clear with the components of competency. So next, let us understand steps in competency mapping. Let me explain these 8 steps with example, then you will understand it properly. Okay, I'll take the same example. So uh, let me take the sales executive example here. So what example I want to take? Sales executive. Okay, SC I'm mentioning here, sales executive. So the very first step is identifying the job role. Okay, so what is my job role here? Sales executive, fine. So the first step is deciding which position needs to be filled. Okay, next is the second step is conduct job analysis. Conduct job analysis. Now the company studies the job in detail. Okay, they ask questions like what are the responsibilities we have, what qualification we need, okay, what experience is required in the candidate, what challenges does this job involve, right? So this is job analysis. We conduct a job analysis first. Now the third is identify required competences. Now the company decides what qualities are needed for this job in individual. Okay, so a sales executive should have what? First of all, they should have communication skills, right? Next, they should be good confidence enough. Yes. Next, product knowledge. He should have a good knowledge of about the product, and he should have a negotiation skills, that is bargaining, right? So customer handling skills he should have. Yes. So these are the required competences, right? So this identifying the required competences in the individual. The next step is develop a competency framework. Okay. So this means creating a list or standard of all the competences required for the job. Okay, that means the company prepares a checklist here. If the person is having that particular competences, then that checklist will be marked with a tick right. Okay, see for example here I'm just preparing a checklist here. Okay, so here I'm having like some boxes, right? So for example, I'll take this fourth checklist. So first, competency for sales executives, what? Communication skills. Yes. So knowledge about the product. Okay. Knowledge about the product. Customer handling skills he should have. Yes. So the what is the next skill he should have? Patience. Yes. So for the particular candidate, if he's good with the communication skills, then this will be we mark it as a right. So if he's having knowledge, then we take it, right? So this checklist we will be preparing for the competences and we will map with the required checklist. Okay, if the organization, if the role wants that particular competency, we tick it, right? So the next is assess employee competencies. The fifth step is assess employee competencies. Now the company evaluates whether the employees actually possesses competencies or not. Okay, for this they may use interviews. Okay, they will keep the test for him, right? So they review their performances and give feedbacks here. Okay, so this is assess employee competencies. By observing, they can assess it, they can recognize it. Okay, what competencies is having in this particular candidate? He's good in communication, he's good in knowledge. Okay, he's having so much patience to customer to handle the customer. Yes, so with the competencies we can analyze it. The sixth one is identify competency gaps. So the sixth step is identifying competency gaps. A competency gap means what? See, the competences required for organization in individual is compared with the competences possessed by the individual. Okay, so what we want, what organization wants, what individual is having. Okay, currently what individual is having, what organization is want. So we compare it. Okay, for suppose I'll tell you with an examples also. So that difference we call it as a gap. Okay, so for suppose if the organization wants a communication skill to be 5 out of 5, okay, he should rate 5 out of 5. Okay, the organization wants that, but this particular individual will get only 3, right? So what is the gap here? 2. Yes, so this gap we will identify. Okay, whether he is having good not only communication, whether any competence is required for that particular role, we will compare it. Okay, what we want, what he's having, his or her having. Okay, we compare it, we analyze this gap. Okay, next is prepare development plan. I hope I'm clear with this competency gap, right? So next is to improve this gap, the company goes with this step, okay, that is prepare development plan. So here the company provides training or they provide workshop, online courses, coachings, whatever it is. They will mentor it, they will guide it, whatever it is. So here I've told you about the communication, right? To improve this communication, to fill this gap too. To fill this gap, they will go with prepared development plan. They will train the employee by providing training and development or coaching or classes or mentoring, whatever it is, they'll try to improve it. Yes, that means they provide learning opportunities to the candidate to improve. Yes, so the last step is monitor and review. So training doesn't end the process here. Okay, so the company checks whether the employee has improved or not. Okay, so day by day analysis we will be doing here whether he is improving or not. So these are the steps in competency mapping. So first one is identifying job role. Next we conduct job analysis to it. Next we identify what competencies should have with the candidate. Next we develop a framework here. Okay, and we will be checklisting it. Next, we will assess employee competencies, what competencies the employee is having. Next, we check the competency gap, what competency gap is having, what organization wants, but what actually the employee is having. Okay, we analyze it, we identify the gap, and we try to fill out that gap by providing training and development, coaching or mentoring, whatever it is. We try to develop it, we try to improve that skill in the particular employee. Then we monitor and review it. Okay, so we in day-to-day, daily basis, we will monitor the particular employee, is he improving or not, and we will be reviewing him by providing feedback, right? So these are the steps in competency mapping. So if you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Study with Nandu for more easy HRM and MBA lessons. Comment below what topic you would like me to explain next. Let's wind up this video here and continue in the next part. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you found this lesson helpful.